Yo.
What up?
What up, bruh? What's up, man?
Dude.
How's that Christmas, man?
Christmas was good, man. I got the Wooger.
Wooger. Yo. I ain't know how you said that, man. That shit slapped though, man.
Dude, if y'all haven't seen this thing, it's kind of cool. I would say it's different just depending on what kind of music you listen to. So this device, essentially, you strap it onto your body. You can put it in different places, but I prefer like up in like the chest area, and essentially it just delivers the bass from the music to your body.
You look like an Iron Man subwoofer,
Yeah.
sort of. It's crazy.
Yep.
And it feels fire.
Yeah, it's dope, man. And if you listen to any kind of music with like a bass line and consistently, like this device is almost a must have. I have tried it with other genres of music, like some even like some metal, some rock, like it's not the same.
You gotta do some EDM.
Oh,
or
yeah,
some like
probably, yep.
Tiesto shit or
Yeah,
something
anything with a good bass line like that yeah. Like I said,
like,
I let
some Dirty South, Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Dude, remember or a Bone Crusher?
Oh, yes.
Some
That would be crazy. Yep. That would be crazy.
That'd be
Actually,
fire,
yep.
bro. That would probably be super dope. It
So,
sounds
yeah.
fire. I guess I didn't know what to expect because I didn't
Me neither.
know what I didn't know what to compare it to. And then until you put it on, I was like, bro, it's like literally having a subwoofer on you, just like
Yep.
it sounds
Yeah,
crazy.
the reason why I bought it was because when I saw like the advertisement for it, they were doing it to people in the street, and their reactions, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. And it's not a high dollar item. I want to say it was probably $150.
Oh yeah.
So
It's fun, man.
but it's one of those things. If you really like music and if this is a music with the bass line, yeah, it's good. You gotta try it at least once.
You got to figure out a way to sync it with like your surround sound, like your sound bar, and then
for
watch a
movies.
movie.
Or if
and
you
see
on
if
your,
can
or
feel like
even
the-
on your phone with Netflix or whatever,
That's true,
right?
You could just watch it like that, and
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool. Because then I'm gonna assume like I don't know Jurassic Park, and you could feel the like the thumping and stuff like that. You know what
I didn't think
mean?
about that. That's true.
That would probably be kind of fire. Look at us giving free advertising. You're welcome. We'll just
Yeah,
send
you welcome,
the
that's
check to that the carbon footprint.
We accept checks, money order, cash,
Alcohol,
NFTs, crypto.
Yeah. Take it all, yo. We're whores, bro. We'll just take it from wherever.
What about you, man? What was your main thing?
It's cool, man. Yo, I got these glasses we using, bro. Yeah, these
Yes,
glasses.
style them up
we got these,
for the video.
carbon
See the carbon footprint glasses.
Yeah, man. And I'm shout out to wife bought the glasses for the pod. I think it was based on your feedback about getting glasses. Yo, Sean is super bougie about sweat on glass, and I think his requests were get glasses that don't sweat. So instead of that,
So we're testing it.
We just put leather on glass. I think it's got a crack in it now that I'm looking at it. Anyway,
Does
I don't
it?
know.
Oh, I think
It
you're right.
might, dude.
Let me see.
I'll figure it out. Is yours?
That's what I'm looking. I'm looking to see if mine has it. I don't think it does.
But I'm a weirdo about leather, like actual like leather smell. So I just I'm
Oh,
over
so
here
you just.
it smells.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
it's
yeah.
legit.
Yeah, it's legit. So yeah, no, I can tell, bro. You give me some like pleather, it just doesn't smell the same.
Yeah.
And it's weirdly satisfying to me, the smell of leather. I don't know what it is about it, bro. But if you want to kidnap me, just like wrap me with a leather belt on my nose. I'll just follow. So it's like I'll just be like, where we going?
It's like ether. You just pass out.
I don't know, something about it I like. Anyway. Yeah, man, it's good time. Yeah, a lot of family. People that hadn't been together in the same room in years because of the
Yeah.
whole COVID thing and whatever. So yeah, it was cool, man. It's fun. It's a good time.
We actually did. We were supposed to do like a back-to-back Christmas Eve with sort of both sides of the family, and then one side of the family got COVID.
See, I think my side of the family got COVID post Christmas. So we'll find out,
okay.
man. Or they're all starting to show as of today. Like we've been fine, but other people that were there are sort of starting to show symptoms or did as of like yesterday, the day before.
So with this fucking this Omicron variant, I have a testing center near me, and it's like it's been packed lately, right? And so like cars parked out in the street, like it's crazy. And then I was like, oh wow. At first I thought oh, everybody's getting it, which I know it is highly transmissible.
For sure, for the holidays.
That's part of it, right? But then I heard that is it part of it is like work related?
It's the employee stuff, man. So as of next week, because it's January, whatever, it kicks in January 2022. Anybody with 100 employees or more has to be vaccinated, or you have to have an exemption for religious reasons or medical reasons.
And then if you have those, then what?
Then you don't have to have it. But then if you don't have any of those and you just don't want to get vaccinated, then you have to get tested weekly.
Oh, wow.
It's a weird way, because I mean I just disagree with forcing people to do it in general. But the other part of this, man, is this market to find employees has been so difficult.
Yep.
So the mere fact that you're like, all right, now I'm just waiting for like what happens to the, I don't know, man. What happens to the top executive somewhere who's like, nah.
Is that state or federal mandates?
Federal.
It's federal.
Yeah,
which is really odd.
Sleepy Joe, bro.
Which is really odd because Joe was on, and I'm calling him Joe now.
Yeah, fuck.
He was on. He was on.
Joe.
He was on some shit where, in his campaign when he did his campaign, we talked about some of this last week as far as what he ran on for his campaign, and then now he's kind of going back on it. He ran on the whole like how he's gonna do all this shit for COVID and testing and he's gonna have so many people vaccinated and whatever. But he went on a I don't know if it was a news conference or press conference or what have you, but saying that all the tests, like if your states don't have enough tests, like that's the governor's fault. Like it's the ownership of the states. Like the onus is on the states to have enough tests.
I guess at the government level, but if you go to your local,
but if you're
CVS, that's not the case, right?
No, but I'm saying like if you're mandating something at a federal level, then I would imagine that you need to also back that up with the support.
I guess he's putting it up to them to be like, oh, ask for what you need, sort of thing, or you have to put in a request. But it's like, nah, bro, send me what I need. Like,
right.
Yeah, you would think, man. I don't know, bro. Odd, though, it's funny, man, and I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole, but like I was thinking of, and I understand that not being vaccinated for this means you could spread it to other people, hypothetically, but if they're vaccinated, then so what? Dude, I can think of 5 things off the top of my head that kill more people annually that we're like, why aren't you doing anything to address that? Like, should we just stop selling like high cholesterol, high fat foods to people because it's killing?
God,
like,
bro.
Dude, inner city violence, or like, bro, should brown and black folks like be mandatory vasectomies if you live in a certain part of the country because y'all just keep murdering each other? Like, it's just stupid, bro. Like, I don't know, like, because where do you draw the line between the government sort of butting in and going like, yo, you gotta do this to your body? It's like,
yeah. I told my son this morning, I go, listen. I said, listen, man, health is the new wealth. Write that shit down.
It really is, man, right? Like, but I go, to me, I don't know, that shit's different to everybody. So, I don't know. I just think it's so hypocritical to make people do something to their body. This is, for as much testing or whatever you could say, and listen, for whatever beliefs you might have on a personal level, I don't agree with forcing it on other people. I just don't.
Yeah,
I'm just not going to see it that way, man.
Yep.
But yeah, that's why they're packed, bro. It's people, and not only, they have to do it weekly.
That actually makes sense now.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so now it's the holidays, so we're all gathering more, obviously, so with Christmas and then New Year's. And you're starting next year with, hey, you guys have to get vaccinated weekly, or tested, sorry. So you're just putting all this pressure on these. And to me, if you're an employer, then offer the testing then.
Right.
Or, one of the things I saw, there's employers not letting you use home tests. So there's
so they're forcing you to go.
There's some that are saying you can take an at-home test, and they and they have parameters for you to prove whatever that was you. But then some of them are like, no, you have to go somewhere. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
you're just making it so inconvenient at this point that people are just gonna quit. And I think the assumption is that people will just go get it. And I'm like, listen, man, if you're someone who didn't get it now, we're almost a year in, you're not getting it, man.
Right.
Like, you're not talking me into it. You know what I mean?
I was telling my wife was gonna, she was scheduled. I think she's scheduled today for her booster. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get that. But I started wondering, at what point do they make the booster, not mandatory, but at what point do they start really pushing the booster? Because I feel like it's already happening.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's inevitable. Because why wouldn't you at this point, right? If you're gonna say you have to get vaccinated, then what's the line to say you don't have to get the booster? Like I feel like it's around the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That whole thing's odd, but.
Well, everybody, welcome to episode 82. 82.
82.
He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together And you guys know the spiel. We have a few drinks. We talk about things going on in the world. Try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. And we got something for y'all today. Listen, I'm having a hard time stop drinking this one. Hit him with it, Juan.
Yo, man, this is I don't even know what to call it, bro. I call it a redneck margarita. the CFP redneck margarita, or I don't know, man. But we're basically having a bourbon margarita. It's super simple. So 2 ounces of bourbon, an ounce of lime juice, which basically just squeeze half a lime into the glass. Don't use lime juice, people. Like, don't use. Anytime you're using bourbon, just don't use actual juice because it's too thick. It takes away from the flavor. Just squeeze a half a lime in there, and then half or an ounce of agave, which we just found out because we ran out of agave because we're a couple in, that maple syrup works equally as well. So,
and if you're really out of it, get you some Aunt Jemima's or whatever the hell they calling that syrup
she
now.
need a new gig. Jemima need a new gig, so keep her up.
Isn't it called like Sam Mills? Fucking something, man.
Bro, I know they keep taking jobs from minorities.
I'm just glad they kept the same. Like,
is it really like Sam Mills?
It's not. It's something Mills. Yeah. And so they had the same color scheme, but the Aunt Jemima face is gone, and it's not Aunt Jemima anymore. It's something Mills.
I don't know not one black person who was like. Who was like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, take Aunt Jemima off the bottle of the thing. Like, not one. It's funny how we ended up there, bro. It's like, okay, sure.
I gotta see. I gotta, damn it. I'll look at it later.
But yeah, anyway, so stick that in a shaker, shake it up, put it in a glass with crushed ice. And then super important, throw a mint leaf on that bitch.
Hit him with the clap because they don't know about that.
Yeah, people don't know about the clap. Yo, so stick the leaf of mint in your hand, in the palm of your hand.
And we're not talking about an STD.
No. yeah, avoid that at all costs. Literally put one leaf of mint in the palm of your hands and clap, and then just like sort of mush it between the palm of your hands and then put it on there. It cracks the veins in the leaf and it makes the scent better. It makes a huge difference because you taste everything with your nose first. So, and just drop it on top of the glass after everything's poured in it.
Yeah. When Juan was clapping the mint leaf, I was like, why is he putting his grubby hands all over the garnish?
Yo, Sean thought it was my ASD acting up. Thought I had Tourette's or something. He like, bro, this autistic dude just be doing weird shit.
But no, it actually it does, and that mint scent hits you first. The drink is fire.
So good.
I mean, we're bourbon fans anyway, but I would say, and as long as you enjoy the bourbon flavor, it's a must try.
It's so good, man.
And
and I'm like you said, we're bourbon fans, and we've tried a lot. We always go back to this damn Woodford, man.
Oh, that Woodford Reserve
on everything we mix, and it's so good, man. And it's so practical. You said you can go through bottles of this, and it doesn't break the bank. It tastes fire, man. Yeah, this one's gonna be in the rotation, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's so simple to make. This one's in the rotation. It's the first time I've tried it. I can't remember where I saw it, but I was like, this seems awfully simple. But it's like, fuck it, it can't be.
Yeah. No, this was a keeper. All right, going back to the Aunt Jemima, it's the Pearl Milling Company.
And is it still her? Does a black woman still get FaceTime?
No.
See, that's a damn
She's
shame.
gone.
Man.
I think they have like I can't see the damn. Let me see if I see an image here. I want to say if it's of like a mill or some shit.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. You take your work away from minorities, bro.
God damn it.
You replace her with a mill?
None of these pictures are coming up.
Damn. I don't know, man.
Anyway,
listen, black folk, I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think, but I don't know not one black person who was asking for Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben to be removed from anything. That shit was not the problem.
Yeah. All right, so
not even a little.
My before I get into my carbon footprint,
you got a couple of corrections, right?
Yeah. I got some corrections from last week. First of all, we talked about Biden doing the starting the student loan payments again.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay,
at the end of February 1st. So after we recorded, he reversed course.
Some folks will have you believe that the Secret Service was listening to us. I can neither confirm nor deny.
So he literally reversed course the next day after we recorded. He extended the freeze until I think it's until May.
Okay.
But I was reading the article, bro, and it was saying that like if you forgive up to about $50K in a loan per borrower, it costs the country like $1 trillion.
Yikes.
And even forgiving $10,000 per borrower, which is what I think he campaigned on, would still cost $75 billion. Which is
that's
not
chump
as,
change.
that's right.
That's
I was
not
gonna
a
say that's not too.
Yo, Elon could pay for that.
Yep. Sell some Dogecoin.
So some Dogecoin. Elon got that, bro. Just put it on his tab.
So that's one of the corrections. The other one we talked about, the retirement age. I think I said 72.
Yeah. It
was,
was in the
right?
70s, right? This just shot at me again.
So it's not. The retirement age in the U.S. right now is, and this is funny, man. It's 66 years and 2 months. If you were born in 1955 or before.
Why?
And then it gradually increases to 67 for those born in 1960 or after.
So you were grandfathered into a system, I guess, because it was a certain age at one point.
I guess. But 67, I mean, so you work an extra 10 months.
Are you doing that because the workforce is getting too thin? Is that why they keep extending it?
I don't know, man. And I do know that baby boomers were like are a huge population.
Mm-hmm.
And so the population that came after them, which is like me, like the Gen Xers, right? And so the Gen Xers are like the smallest population because like the baby boomers, it was like when women became independent and there were a lot of divorces and shit like that, right? So Gen Xers are like probably one of the smallest populations. And so you always depend on the generation after you to support the one before. So that's why. And I'm sure that's probably part of it. Who knows what
you need more money. You need more time to save up for those dudes who are dropping into the. It's crazy, man.
And that's it, man.
Yeah, that's
the corrections.
I had a few, but I don't want to get into the details. There's some on the F1 where I was a little off, but I mean the story still made sense. It was like semantics about the race,
that was
but
a good
it don't
story,
matter.
man. I like that.
So I'm gonna leave it as is. It's okay.
The F1 was good.
There's some semantics in there, but we're gonna leave that as is. What was your carbon footprint?
Carbon footprint. Mine goes. My carbon footprint of the week goes out to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ooh.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger is trying to help the homeless in LA. And there's a lot of you motherfuckers over there.
That's an understatement.
63,706.
Dude, that's a city. That's a
was
city.
the last count. I don't know when that count was, but that's crazy. And so he made a very small dent in that homeless population by buying 25 tiny homes.
Okay.
And gave them out to homeless vets. So he not only helped homeless, but he helped homeless vets. And it doesn't seem like much, but it's kind of one of those things where you go like, yeah, he did what he could, right?
Yeah, that's a start.
It's definitely a start. So he worked with this company called Hope of the Valley Rescue Mission. And so they make these really small, tiny homes, or they have these homes built. They have 2 beds, heating and AC. They're only heating and AC and a desk. They're only 64 square feet.
Oh, so it's tiny. Hey, man,
But you're not out in the street.
It's a place to sleep. It's
place to lay your head, bro.
Yep.
And I don't believe there's like 2 to a space. I believe it's just 1
individual.
Yeah, just individuals. And so he gave them out to vets. And so I was like, man, that's awesome. As I said, he did what he could.
But what you would hope is to those 25 people, that's life changing potentially.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because you feel good, right, about that. Like who knows what that turns around in general about your life. But what that does is hopefully it inspires other people with Arnold's sort of resources to maybe somebody does 5, maybe somebody does 2, maybe who knows. That circle could certainly sort of pitch in and
I didn't see. You know what? I want to say I didn't write it down here, but I want to say it was like I think he ended up paying like $250,000.
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean,
so really
again,
cool.
You said do what you can. It's still 25 people that didn't have a home that day, and then ended the day with a place to sleep. Like you said, put your hat on.
Yep.
So I'm all for it, bro. Listen, everybody do whatever they can, man. It's one person or 25. Still better than what it was yesterday,
Yep.
bro. That's
What
fire,
you got?
man. Bro, this man, this is a little shift for me, man. Maybe it's the holiday spirit, but I got a positive one.
Is this 2 weeks in a row?
It might be, man. Is it? Or was it the week before?
Maybe it was the
I can't
week
remember.
before.
But
I know you.
still
I
out
know
of
you.
character.
You've been trending.
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm positive. You know, life's good, bro. You know, I'm just, I'm just on the up and up. I think it's the holiday spirit.
That's not what the wife said about you.
You can't go for that for real input on me.
She's biased.
You can't go to nobody that lives with me. They all think I'm an asshole. Dude, I'm also a tech nerd, so this is probably why this hits me a little harder too. And I'm a Twitter nerd too. So, bro, this is this company in Australia. The name of the company it starts with an S. I gotta find it because I want to make sure I hit them at they use a thing called Synchron. So Synchron, and what they do was they implanted a brain chip into this 62-year-old guy who had ALS, but he was completely paralyzed. So couldn't speak, couldn't move his arms, couldn't move his legs, couldn't do anything. And his name was Philip O'Keefe. And they planted this thing in 2020. And what it allowed him to do was sort of like we've all seen the sort of Stephen Hawking thing where he thinks about something and types it out on the computer and the computer talks. So he's been doing this now since 2020, but he's been using it to send emails for like work, communicate with his family and all that. And then this week he was able to send a tweet just by thinking about it. So how it works is the other thing is that the surgery is non-invasive. So that's the other part that's sort of like a major breakthrough. It's normal, like
So they are implanting something inside of his head.
it's in his head, but instead of it being like, hey, we're cracking open your skull and we're putting this chip in, they do it the same way they sort of treat strokes, where they stick it through an artery. So if like a it's something scope, I can't think of the name right now, but they basically go through your arteries and then they basically drop it off and then pull the whatever the tool is.
Okay.
But it's super non-invasive. You can do it pretty easily, and they drop this chip in there, and what it does is it allows you to think of, like, if you're thinking of, hey, I want to press the M key on my keyboard,
Right.
that's what sort of shows up on the screen type thing, if that makes sense. And how he explained it was, he's like, it's like learning how to ride a bike. It's like, it's pretty challenging at first.
Yep.
You got to learn how to focus and do all that, but once you get it, it's like
Then you just go.
to the point where it's taken him years to pull off some of the stuff. Like, well, 2 years.
So this guy has ALS, and he's not dead
He's not dead.
after 2 years.
After 2 years, which we've both have been around someone with ALS, and we saw how quickly it sort of deteriorated
it takes
them.
over, man.
Yeah, you said it takes over, man. So he's doing this, and this is similar to what Elon was trying to do. So this company, though,
I was thinking that when you started talking about it, I'm thinking Neuralink.
yeah. So literally, it's like they call it brain computer interface, or BCI, and it's the next big thing. And they're saying like Elon is trying to use it to enhance like a human experience, like make you smarter, or like literally let you download like knowledge. And I know Elon's talked about sort of fixing diseases as well. But these guys' sole purpose is they want to try to solve paralysis and dementia and ALS and all kinds of other sort of degenerative disorders of your brain. And so they're solely focused on that. And what this guy was able to do was sort of log into the Twitter of the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
And then he sent the tweet. And the tweet, all it says is, no need for keystrokes or voices. I created this tweet just by thinking about it. And that's literally what he did. And I just thought that was cool as shit, man, because you think of
That's
somebody
awesome,
like
dude.
being, again, you're practically mute. You can't move. You can't do stuff. And just to at least have sort of a voice.
Dude, to be able to communicate again, like and I told you this before, man, my father, when the last 5 years of his life, he could say maybe a word or two, and that was it. And I watched many times of, me talking to him and then him wanting to respond, but only being able to get out like a word or nothing. And then him like just looking at me, and then like I remember, especially in the beginning, him just like it was almost like a look of frustration, and him just like take a breath and just go like, like almost like forget it.
Yeah, like, I can't even.
And then I think over time he became more accepting of it, because over time he would just like almost like it just became quicker, where you would like look at me and then just go, like.
I can't.
Like I can't fucking say it anyway. That's what I want to say. It's like, yeah, I know you can't fucking say it, bro.
Like, give it up, bro. I got it. But that's cool, man. Think about something like this. Like your dad, like 5 years from now, maybe less, won't even be a thing.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You know, like you said, even if it's like, hey, I can type it out, but just to know what they're thinking,
yeah, dude.
and having a way to communicate, man, that's huge. I thought that was cool, man. That stuff always kind of hits me differently. I just feel like. I always think about people like in a wheelchair or in those positions, and I just go, man, like you see those like super inspiring stories, and I always think to myself like, I don't have it in me, like I wouldn't want to live like that. And I obviously when you're in that scenario, it's different, man. Maybe you find a different, I don't know, a different will in there somewhere. But
have you ever been in like fucking, I don't know? Well, no, we do it every day, right? Texting, whether it's texting, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Like, dude, you can have authentic conversations
absolutely
over text. And so if you don't have the ability to speak, but to be able to communicate like that, man, that would make such
and yeah, it's because you can read and communicate and respond. Yes, I'm gonna tell you right now, if your boy had all day to sit there and just tweet, be a good old time. Twitter's gonna be fire. I'm definitely getting canceled. They're gonna be like, the dude in the wheelchair, the mute. Absolutely.
Oh, we can't cancel him.
We can't cancel him. Yeah, he's in the wheelchair.
That would be discrimination.
That would be discrimination. Yo, not for nothing, bro. You might be onto something there. Like, where do you draw the line there, man? How could you cancel the guy? Like, that's all I could do. You gonna take that away from me? how could you?
That's like making a handicap.
It's handicap. You made me un-ish handicap, and then you made me handicap again. You Indian giver of handicap, bro. I don't know, man. That's weird. But
bro,
the story was lit.
Did you see the this week? Actually, I think 2 weeks ago. Didn't you bring up that story about the that company, was it better.com? That did all the firing?
Yeah. Where they fired, or the guy fired all the people?
Yeah. So this week, Williams Sonoma, which is a very well-known, it's a kitchenware brand.
Yeah, they make everything, man. 'Cause I think they make clothes. I think they make
clothes.
Like Williams Sonoma makes like blankets.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I know them for like their kitchenware stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, they fired over 100 employees over Zoom. Yeah, bro.
Williamson, that's too big of a company to do that.
So they hired these seasonal workers, and I guess it's not guaranteed. Well, clearly not, right? Because they could get sued. But I guess the employees are told, hey, you're seasonal, but the job typically runs, through the end of January. And then it was like a few days before Christmas, they got all these seasonal employees on a Zoom call, and was like, yeah, by the way, like when you finish today, go ahead, clock out. Actually, no, when we get off this call, go ahead, clock out. Like you're done for your season. Like, we just don't need the help anymore.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's a better way to do that again.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, right? What it got me thinking about even more so, though. So I think working remotely, and I do that now, is a phenomenal opportunity. But does it give, I think it takes away from your ability to create relationships.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? Your face-to-face relationships. And so when shit like this happens, it's not a big deal. There's no feelings. There's not like, oh shit, I gotta go, you know what? Like there's no second thoughts. Not that there typically are, right?
There's not a human being.
That's
to
right.
You on
you're not
that
a human
interaction. You're not a human.
You're a number, bro.
Yeah. Or you're just a face on the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
And you see what happens on the internet, where everybody's very ballsy.
Yep. And
empathy goes away. And yeah, understanding goes away and all that when you're dealing with someone just on the other side of a keyboard.
Yeah. And you go, if you're the manager of this remote team, and maybe you've gotten to know a few of them because maybe they've helped you out more than others, and then the other ones are just kind of just doing their day to day and just kind of doing whether it's the bare minimum or they're just, you know what I mean, they're not going above and beyond perhaps. How easy is it for you to just go like, yeah, like Sally, like I never met her, seen her. I think I seen her one time
Yeah, because you're not connected to the human being, right?
Right.
You don't know it. You don't know what their life is like. You don't know that their kids were sick yesterday. You don't know that they're
Right.
visiting their mom for the holidays. You don't know that, hey, their wife's going through this or their husband's going through this, or like, yeah, you once you remove that element, you stop seeing them as a human being, and so all these sort of interactions become sort of easier to deal with on the management side, I guess.
Right.
But dude, I even think if you're looking for career progression, like I'm all for working from home. I think there's definitely careers, and there's people who are like, no, I'm good with it. Like I'll do it forever because I've reached a certain point in my career where I'm like, I'm good here. But I think if you're early on in your career and you want to sort of build, I guess, a career path, it is really difficult working from home because I think, to your point, you're not building relationships, and so much of sort of climbing the corporate ladder, if you will, is sort of being there for certain people.
It's
right?
who you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And so those people you know, and who you know, because it's like who you know, and then you have to have the results, right, that sort of back it up.
Of course.
And then those people sort of, you know, they sort of throw the line down and pull you up with them, so
Yep.
to speak, right? And so I think that's hard to do remotely, especially if you're new somewhere. I think if you've already been somewhere and you're established in your career, then then being from home doesn't affect that. But I think if you're somebody who's like, yeah, I have aspirations of being a CEO one day, you're not going to do it working remote,
Right.
not from the beginning of your career. And that'll probably change for sure. But I think today, you know, probably the hybrid model is where ideally you'd want to be, where you're a little bit of both and you get some FaceTime with the right people.
Yep. Because even where we work, or I work, we hired somebody recently, and they are remote, and it's not someone that we know. Like we've hired folks that we know in the past that we maybe they've been contractors for us, and so we've had the face-to-face time over years, and then we go, yes, we trust this
So you
person.
already know them, yeah.
They do good work. Yes, they can work. You know, we're gonna hire them to work remotely, but we hired somebody recently that it was like almost like sight unseen. You know, like don't know you, and but you know, I guess
Dude, if y'all had to
the
lay
skill
people
set.
off 6 months from now, that's probably
That's
the
the
first
first
person
dude to go.
because nobody's thinking about them as a person yet.
You're right.
You know, maybe they come down and you guys all have meetings together and you do that a few times and you start to sort of build a rapport, then you're sort of like, all right, this makes it
Right.
harder. But
But it does, man. I thought about that when I read this thing, and I'm like, man, how easy is it to fire somebody who you don't know? And
Yeah.
and again, if they're not doing like stellar work, and I mean like work that is like saving your ass on a constant basis,
yeah.
how easy is it for you to go like, yeah, okay.
And I think we've
First to
both
go.
been in positions where we've had to let go of people.
Yep.
I definitely think it'd be easier if it's someone online like that you didn't know. Right? Like, you don't, it still sucks, but it sucks less because you're like, I don't really know. I don't have that sort of emotional attachment going
There's
in.
no
with the
emotional
person.
attachment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That whole thing is just,
Yeah, I still think it's shitty. So William Sonoma, I still think it's shitty.
it's shocking coming from a Williams Sonoma, man, because they're a little bigger of a brand than you would have sort of expect. I don't know. Yeah. That's odd for them.
Could
man.
be a trend, man.
Could be, dude. Dude, I you know who Mario Lemieux is?
The hockey
The
player,
hockey player,
the old hockey player. Yeah. Retired.
Dude, and you know, like people now in the workplace, I think we're all sort of looking for different things. And then some of us are looking for the same thing, or there's a part in your career where you're like, okay, I've made money, maybe I want this. Mario Lemieux, man. So the Penguins recently sold for, and this is an NHL team, they sold for like $900 million recently. The team.
Okay.
Mario Lemieux is slated to make about $350 million from that sale.
Was he part owner?
He was, but how he became part owner is such a unique way, and it's something that's so common now, but it wasn't when he did it. So in 1999, dude,
Okay.
Mario Lemieux, the Pittsburgh Penguins were going broke. They were filing for bankruptcy. They didn't even know if the team was going to be around anymore.
Wow.
So he sort of took them to court, and they owed him $26 million. Instead of asking for the $26 million, which probably wasn't going to get anyway because they were about to go broke.
Right.
He sort of puts a team together and makes an offer like, let me buy the team. But his buy-in was the $20 million of what you owe me, I'm going to turn that into equity. So he got this group together. His sort of $20 million went in and bought the team. I forget how much they paid for the team, but it obviously wasn't. I think it was 180. No, it wasn't $900 million, obviously. So they bought it for very little. I think it was under $200 million. So he buys the team. His $20 million equity. No, actually, it was like $100 million because
And at the time, he's a player.
At the time, he's a player.
Yeah.
And so he buys into the team. He finances it. Obviously, over the years, he buys more and more of the team as he becomes owner and operating. And the Pittsburgh Penguins go from, so he won a Stanley Cup with them or whatever, but they go from like $55 million in revenue a year to close to $200 million a year once he took over in the last couple of years. Okay. They've won multiple Stanley Cups. They have Sidney Crosby, one of the biggest names in the NHL, yada yada. Anyway. So that $20 million gamble turned into $350 because he sort of bet on himself. He's like, I'm not going to get this cash, but tell you what, I want to buy the team. And he's buying a failing team, which is crazy. But it got me thinking of like all these, like I've talked to multiple people now where the sort of the salary isn't the thing anymore. Like, especially once you get to a certain level, they're like, no, I want to be, I want stake in the game, right? I want ownership. And like to see this happen in 1999 to a player who's like also going, dude, that could have been worth nothing to him.
Yeah.
He could have asked for the 20 mil in cash, but to ask for it in equity and maybe the team belly flops anyway and doesn't turn into shit and then you lose $20 million, like that's a lot of money, man. And
you know, even now,
yeah, dude, so that gamble then, for him is just, and who knows? I don't know what he's gonna do with his stake in the team. If he's gonna sort of buy back in or keep, but he's gonna be owed $350 mil.
And dude, what do you think 20 mil in 1999 is worth today? Is that triple?
It's gotta be. Yeah,
right?
It's gotta be 2.5 to triple. Yeah, absolutely, dude. In 1999,
yeah,
20 mil is obscene. Like for a hockey player, 20 mil now for a hockey player is crazy.
It is good. Yep.
So 20 mil at that point in time is like they literally couldn't afford. So what happened was because they filed for bankruptcy, he was the largest creditor. He was the one that, it's crazy because he was obviously a phenomenal player. Yeah. I mean, it's just so nuts, man. I saw that. I'm just like,
good
man.
For him, bro.
And it just, I think it just goes sort of with the theme now of like the employees, like, you know, talk about like the work from home and, you know, the way you're treating them during COVID and even like what the ask is anymore. It's like for a lot of people, it's like, I don't want just base salary. Like if I'm committing a portion of my life to you, which really, like you said, like you put it perfectly earlier. You said something, I think we were off air, where you said, I'm trading my time for money.
For money, yeah.
So then what is your time worth to you? And to Mario Lemieux, it's worth generational wealth, I guess, in that sense, right? Like, that's not the same for all of us, but I think more and more people are realizing. I think even that's why when people call kids lazy now, I'm like, no, man, they're just realizing they can do a lot less and have a lot more fun.
Yep.
And do a lot better than what, you know, our grandfathers did, or, you know, that you don't work in a factory making clocks. Like it's just it's shitty labor for very little money. Like, so I just saw that story, man. I was like just blown away by him having that sort of foresight and just like, I guess, just smart enough to see that.
Like I tell you, man, I'm really interested to see, even like I talk to my kids all the time about life shit in general, and you know, I'll tell them like, hey, I can only show you what I've done, right? I can only show you my path, or paths maybe that I know, maybe from you or from somebody else that I know of, maybe something that I've read. But it's I can only show you a few paths, but there's millions of paths out there. Like, you know, so I'm really just anxious to see like what they do, because I know they don't want to do what I do. And I tell them, like, I'm like, yo, like I trade money for time.
Yeah. I mean, we all do, right?
For most of us do, right? Most of us do. And I'm like, that's probably not the best. You know, here are some other avenues that I know that you can take, but they're not the only things. And by the time that you get old enough to start working and stuff, there's going to be so many other things available to you. So I'm excited to see like what comes from them and like what they decide to do with their lives, and
especially because they have access to you think about 20 years ago,
actually, the internet,
50 years ago. Yeah, the internet's changed because 50 years ago, right? Your dad repaired refrigerators, or your mom, you know, did that, or was a seamstress or whatever. Like that's sort of all you knew, and maybe you knew what your neighbors did, but you didn't know what someone on the other side of the world was doing, and maybe it was something completely unique and different, and something that you would really be interested in, but you didn't know that you could make a living doing it. And that the internet sort of just opened it all up. We just went like, oh shit, I can post reviews of peanut butter and get paid for it. Like, all right, like it's just crazy, man. Like it's
It's
cool to
true.
see, man.
It's
It pisses
awesome,
me
man.
off because I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. But it's just I can see all these kids now doing stuff that I was like, I was getting punched for that. You know what I'm saying?
I saw some girl. I saw an article today. Some girl, like 12 years old, just made like $6 million on NFTs.
Wow, NFTs
On NFTs, which is
Artwork
which is like pretty
or
brand new.
video or just,
I don't know.
Just NFT,
Yeah, I don't know exactly what she did, but it was just like I was just like, wow, man, like look at this, and this is and NFTs. NFTs right now are like the internet of maybe the mid to late 90s.
Yeah, what do they call it, like Web 3.0 now? NFTs are going to be part of the new like internet sort of.
And so, but it's it's very new right now. It's probably
So new.
it's probably gonna crash at some point, right? It'll heat up. It may crash, but it's not going away.
No, because the so what's sort of hot about it right now is it's like the most early thing is the artwork, but the practical application for it, and we've talked about this on here before, is like there's so many things that it's going to impact down the line, and that's where it's going to get really interesting and fun.
Yep.
It's just we're like in the infancy of the entire technology. So like you said, some of that stuff's going to crash and it's not going to be worthwhile. Maybe it will be, but then we're going to go, oh shit, we used to use that to make art. Like, look what we're doing now.
Right.
I haven't finished it, but Beeple, who's one of the main, like one of the biggest artists in the world right now, or the biggest artist in the world right now in terms of NFT, he did an interview with Joe Rogan in the last week, I think. I started today, but if you get a chance, just go listen to it. If you're even remotely interested, or if you're like, what the fuck is this NFT stuff? Like, he sort of does a good job of explaining some stuff, and then just sort of just giving you background on the stuff that's going on. I think in general, just like it's just fascinating to see, and of the application of it, because even he goes like, yeah, we're doing this. This is the shit we're doing with it now, but like. Fast forward X amount of years, we're going to be doing this, and this. The Wright brothers had to build that plane that goes 20 miles so we can get the one that goes 20 hours, sort of thing. Like,
Right.
So it's that. It's fascinating, man. And I think we're so early on, so it's cool to see. And I think, for us, hopefully, we're alive long enough that like 10 years from now, we're going to go, man, remember when we used to do that to make paintings? You know what I mean? And it's going to be like something crazy. Like, I don't know, man. Dude, this whole internet thing, like, did you see for the last 15 years, Google has been the #1 web domain in the world every year.
Okay.
It was finally dethroned in 2021. What do you think the web domain that would have dethroned Google is? I'll just give you a guess.
Fuck, man. DuckDuckGo.
TikTok.
As a browser?
TikTok it's just web domain. So
just a domain. So instead of Google.com.
Right.
It's wow.
So Google.com has been, or Google app, or Google, any Google in whatever fashion, however you access Google, the domain has been the #1 visited web domain in the world for 15 years.
Sense.
Dude, that's better than Facebook, MySpace, Instagram. Every big thing that we presume is like, it's the biggest thing in the world. Amazon. And you go, Google is always #1, and TikTok managed to dethrone it. How?
Dude, I remember.
It's crazy.
I want to say like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, when TikTok was kind of in its infancy. And then everybody that I knew my age was just like, oh, that's that thing that
the dances.
That's the dance
thing with the dances.
And I was like, yeah, you wait. I'm like, it doesn't just limit you to dances. It's just short videos, and especially the kids coming up now, but even some adults too, just got short attention spans.
Yeah,
and it feeds on that.
I love it because I have a short attention span, so I like seeing. Like,
so
I don't want to watch your 20-minute YouTube video.
Right.
Show it to me in a minute,
yep.
And then I'll go watch the longer version on YouTube if I'm like, okay, I need to see how you broke that down. Like, bro, it's crazy. I'm like, just keep following the 10-year-olds and whatever they're into, because it's the next big whatever it is. I think we talked about this before. Like, I invested in like Roblox strictly because my kids use it so much. And then I remember looking up a stat that it was something crazy, like 15% of kids under the age of 15 had logged into a Roblox account in the last like week or something like that. And it was like, it was something stupid. And I'm like, that's a lot of kids. So I was like, yep, I'm investing in that. But like, dude, I don't know, man. I think we underestimate like how much these stupid kids move the market, like in anything. But I was shocked that TikTok would like, 'cause again, Facebook didn't manage that. Amazon didn't manage that. Like, I think about, I mean, I use Google probably daily.
Yep.
I use Amazon probably daily too. I thought if anything, it would be Amazon and definitely Facebook, because generationally Facebook just tapped into, like, it was the first of, right? Like, so,
Right.
Or not first of, but it was probably the best of, right? Like, it
The
was
best- definitely the
MySpace,
best
but then
of, yeah.
Facebook sort of, MySpace on steroids. Like, I don't know, man. I was shocked, and then at the same time, I wasn't. I was like, it's just, TikTok's one of those things, like you said, like 2 years ago, we're all locked inside, and everyone's they're dancing and trying to do these videos, and we're like, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm a grown ass man. And then 2 years later, I'm like, Sean, hold it at this angle. Do I look okay pouring this cup? It's so crazy, man. It's
And it's just funny, man, because
Wild.
so when you launch the app, does that count?
I think so. You visit
Or
the app
is
and you
it-
go on it.
so
It counts.
that's it. It
But so
counts.
does Google. Like, you know what? Like, we Google.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know about
right.
you, but I keep like the search bar on my
Yep.
home screen. That counts.
That counts.
I use that search bar multiple times a day.
Yeah, I do too.
Like multiple times. In fact, that's my web browser. I don't even open up a web browser.
TikTok.
Not clearly not, bro. I'm like, damn, man, that's wild, dude.
And isn't your boy's coming out with his Trump is coming out with his
Oh yeah, with his own
The
version.
TikTok.
He's still sticking to that. The TikTok, right? Dude,
yeah, I don't know when it's coming soon. I want to say in the next few months.
I feel like I would go on just for kicks and giggles. I just want to see it.
Yeah, no.
I just want to see the chaos.
I'm imagining it's something going to be like Parlor,
Yeah.
where it's just like
It's-
yeah, no, I'm good on that, bro.
It's kind of funny. Now you just got to go in there, stir the pot, and then just sign out. I think I go some shit sign up like, so where are we meeting? Capitol Building? And it's-
Yeah. Capitol Building 252.
1 week from today,
Username.
it's a Capitol Building. Capitol Shaman 557. This is crazy, bro. Dude, you seen the dude with the screen? I'm telling you, the internet's getting crazy. He invented, the Japanese professor. He invented the screen you can lick. And
Dude, I did read an article, a quick article about that.
dude, his whole idea is like you could take like cooking or like recipes or like watch a cooking show, or like if you had aspirations or anything, like you could basically, if something's on your screen, you could lick it and see what it tastes like.
Right.
Like, and I guess it's like there's like certain, I don't want to call it ingredients, but I guess it's certain ingredients that you could sort of put in, and then every combination of those can sort of emulate flavors, if you
Yeah,
will.
so it's almost like you could almost do, and I pictured it as like a virtual reality thing where you could actually go to the restaurant and somewhere across the world where you couldn't normally get to, and taste their food.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. It's a cool ass concept.
That's cool, man.
You know how I know I'm fucked up? I immediately went, yo, porn's about to get crazy. Because you know there's going to be some of us with the phones like,
you
yo,
are fucked up.
I wonder what Jenna Jameson tastes like. And then we just... Bro,
Oh, that shit's sour.
that's just...
Tastes like tuna fish. Did I go on the right side?
They're gonna be... No, 2 girls, 1 cup is going to...
That's a fish of the sea.
It's not getting the hits it used to. I was like, yo, this is one of those things that sounds good until it isn't. Because we've talked about like porn always takes everything and sort of goes the extra mile with it.
Yep.
Like everything. They're responsible for internet payment methods, like everything, bro. There's so much that we have to think. But bigger screens on phones, porn, like all that shit you can sort of tie back.
funny, man.
It's so crazy. But like that guy's talking about all this food and these chef shows and all that. And I immediately went to, nah, bro, we don't know how to act. There used to be some pervert in the library or at Starbucks with free Wi-Fi licking his face.
And you know what's fucked up is that they have the money. Like that industry has the money
Oh,
to go
yeah.
like, oh yeah, we'll use
We'll
that.
throw a bill at that and then... Yo, Riley, put your pussy on the screen.
You know what's funny, man, is that
That's so crazy.
there's so much free porn that's available, and yet people still pay for it.
That's what blows my mind about OnlyFans. Yeah, like why would you ever? I don't know, man. Like But like you said, people just still pay. I think that has to be like you have scoured the depths because there's so much of it available that you're like, what else you got?
Oh, you got to pay for that because you just went through all 10,000 pages.
And it's the chase, bro. It's like the adding the layer. I think it has to be. It has to be like, oh, you're gonna put that behind a paywall, even though I've seen a million bitches that look just like you, or a million dicks that look just like yours. I want to see this one because you make me pay for it. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Dude, is that you're tapping into human nature.
To be. You know what's funny? It made me think of. You know, how you see dudes or you hear about guys that like get caught like taking pictures of, you know, whether it's fucking young girls or women or whatever, you know, like with their phones. Mm-hmm. And I always go like, bro, like there's oodles of fucking porn available. Why do you need the chick at fucking Zaxby's?
Yeah, less time I mean? Than it took you to set up that camera. You could have just Googled it.
Yep.
I don't know,
but no, I think going back to what you said, it's the chase. It's just like, yeah, she looks hot. She's not on there, and I want that.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, man. The anticipation. Dude, I'm telling you, we're bored. Bro. We're just not meant to be this complacent, and everything, bro. So we're just wired to be like, nah, I want to hunt that. Like, I don't know, man. It's fucking crazy to me, bro, that we do that. I don't know. You know, humans are wild, man. Dude, and then I go with porn. Did you see what the number one search was? I'm telling you, we're a fucking interesting being. So, someone, I don't know who, tracks like search results on porn sites.
Yeah, we did something like this last year around this time,
was it
right?
during COVID or was it holidays? I can't remember. I know we did something like this, but
what was it for? So this is for what?
So during the holidays, just this sort of like couple week span leading into Christmas, what the number one search porn thing was?
Santa's feet.
Mrs. Claus, bro.
Yeah,
bro. We're festive as fuck. Bro.
Mrs. Claus. Fucking.
She's not as high as she was in 2018.
A she elf.
But she was still the highest it's been for anything else, bro. I'm like, Santa was the second most searched for.
Yeah.
So people want to see Santa fucking.
Right.
And then they want to see Mrs. Claus fucking. That's bro, like during the holidays, you're like, what gets you in that? You're like, no,
bro, and not for nothing, I bet you there's plenty of.
Oh, there has to be
a shit ton.
Just based on the elf comment and the thing, I can think of 15 scenarios that you can make with a porn movie right now. You could do midget porn. You could do claws on claws, Mrs. Claus on claws, Mr. Claus, Mrs. Claus. Should go for elf gangbangs, bro. There's so many places to go with this, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. Frostbite avoidance at the North Pole. There's so much shit to it porn. We're so fucked up. I love us.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Humans are wild, bro.
Dude, did you see the dude in Maryland?
Ugh.
So this dude, he has snakes in his on the outside of his house, and so he was like, I gotta get rid of these guys. So he tried to smoke them out, and he burned down his house.
Smoke them out, like literally build a fire to smoke out.
I guess smoke like bothers them and gets them out.
And he
burned down the whole house.
Yo, are snakes not normal in Maryland?
I don't know. I mean, snakes are kind of normal everywhere, aren't they?
Are they?
I think.
I ain't never seen a snake
in the city.
Outside of a zoo in my life until I moved to Florida.
Really? No, I've seen snakes, and it's just like, dude, you grew up in Jersey.
You saw snakes when you lived in the Northeast?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never saw a snake, man, until I moved here.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. It's just you just got to be in like rural areas.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, but $1 million in damages, bro.
So yeah,
I'm like, you should have called the exterminator,
fucking exterminator, bro. Spend the $300 and they'll take the snake.
That's
out.
The shit. You probably called somebody and was like, $300.
Fuck that.
I could do that.
Yeah, I could set a fire.
I could make smoke.
Oh, bro, that's so good. Yo, we're so fun, bro. The Florida man was on the news again this week.
Of course he was.
Florida man never lets me down, bro. I can't even think of this guy's name because of course the fucking thing starts with Florida man. This is in Clearwater, bro, not too close from here. But cops catch this guy, and they catch him, and he's got a ton of he's got like coke on him, he's got meth on him, and he tells the cops like, "Yo, it ain't mine." Like, you know, excuse everybody.
Okay.
He's just like, "Yo, it's not mine." It was taped to his penis. So
how'd they find that, bro? Well, hold on. I got questions, bro.
ask away. I don't got answers, but we gonna try to.
We
gonna wing it.
How much does he have taped to his penis? And is that motherfucker hanging to the floor?
It depends on the penis, bro. Is it a flaccid penis? And
I'm assuming it's a
depends on
flaccid penis, right?
Right. Yeah. So then you don't.
But how
hold
much
so
are
much?
you taping to? It's got to be around the waist. Maybe he's just taped to his groin area,
Oh, so it was taped to the penis.
and then he's just like letting it hang.
Maybe,
like that?
maybe if it's just a dime bag of each, like a little bag, and he thought, okay, it's a good place to hide it. But it's
Yeah,
funny,
I
man.
guess that
You're
would be.
expecting to get caught at that point, because who's taping meth around their wanker? I just don't. Like coke, I would have never thought of like, yo, let me tape this coke around. Like, so this can't be the first time this guy's been pulled over, or
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have, I've never been pulled over and had my crotch area patted down.
bro, you're not doing the right stuff, bro. You know? Never had the popo.
Dude, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
No, I don't think I've ever had my PP touched. I'm trying to think. I've been patted down.
Yeah, I have too.
Never had my PP touched.
But I don't. They didn't like. You know.
Nah,
they would,
you know what, though,
If I
think
have
about it.
if I have baggy pants, they'll do that like the quick like.
Yeah, and if
But-
it's a guy, he's so uncomfortable. He does the quick tap where you're like, bro, there's a gun there. You might want to tap that again. You're like, pew pew. It's a pistol, buddy.
Be like right now, it's way sucked up in my groin. Because I'm nervous.
Because I got performance anxiety. It's a little cold outside. You pulled me over this nippy out here, bro. Oh my god.
It's about 28 degrees.
Could you rub your hands together and then put them and then pat me down?
There's something there, I swear.
Yo, if it's a female cop, it's even worse, bro. Oh my god, bro. You're like, nah, I'm a grower, not a shower. You just gotta. That's
Bro.
2 weeks in a row I've had to use that line. I'm starting to feel conscious. I'm starting to feel subconscious about this shit. Oh my god, bro.
Dude, when I was 12, my mom goes, she goes, hey, you got to go and get a physical, right? And I was like, yeah, okay. Up until that point, the physicals were like, I don't know, they take your temperature, they take your blood pressure, you know, whatever. But I guess when you're 12 and forward, they got to check your nuts. Where they do like for like the hernia.
Oh,
They make you cough?
They do turn your head and cough.
Yeah, that one.
I
That
remember
one.
that. Yeah, many a times.
But I had heard about that from like older kids at the time,
okay.
but I had never experienced that. And I remember it was always being referred to as a sports physical. These were guys that were maybe like a few grades higher than me. Maybe they were in high school. I was in like middle school.
Okay.
And so my mom was like, hey, I scheduled your physical. Do you care if it's a female doctor? Now, again, you got to think, up until that point, I've just been getting the normal, you know, blood pressure and whatever the hell else they used to do. But nothing, whatever. Nothing touching my privates. And then, so she told me, do you mind if it's a female? And I was like, no. I'm like, I don't give a shit who. Oh, they used to prick my finger, take the blood.
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
I remember
That shit. And so I was like, no, I don't care. Like, and then I go in there, and I think it's a doctor comes in, whatever. She does, I don't know, she does like the blood pressure. And then she goes to leave the room, and she's like, okay, I'm going to leave. You know, take down your pants. I'll be right back. And then she leaves, and then it dawns on me. I was like, oh, shit. Like, she's going to touch my balls.
She's gonna touch my balls. How mature am I?
And I remember thinking, fuck, it's really small right now.
You give it a couple
And then
tugs
you get-
before she came in.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
And I'm going, and she wasn't hot by any means, right? But still, right? I'm like,
leave it at
I'm
times.
like,
We
I'm
would
like,
still want to impress.
yep. I'm not like, I can't be having her leaving here thinking my shit's small.
Like, I swear, you wouldn't believe it.
And now I'm real nervous.
Sean left out the part that the physical was for the debate team.
No, it wasn't for shit. It wasn't for sports. It wasn't for debate team. It wasn't for nothing. I don't even know. I left out of there going like, did we have to do that?
You know what I found strange about that whole shit, bro, is that why are you leaving the room for me to take off my pants so that then you can see me without my pants? Like, that's the bad part, that you can't see, bro. Like, you're already seeing.
You're already there.
Yeah. Oh, so you feel better about undressing? Like, this shit feels stupid, bro. So just grab the cash and prizes and get it over with. Let's go.
I don't know if she wanted to give me time or what, man.
Did she-
time to think about it?
I had one time that made me pull down pants, but then she like made me hold something over it, almost like so she wasn't looking at it, but like would feel it. I don't know if it was a paper towel or something, but it was basically like, oh, you can hold it over it, and then I'll just
Right.
put my hand on it and then do the whole cough and turn.
Yep.
And I was kind of like, it was a really quick, lazy cough and turn. I'm like, yo, you sure, bro? Like that didn't seem like you could feel much. Like, check it again.
Do you want to just massage my prostate now?
I saw that bottle of lube you had in the cabinet. Might as well. It's never too early. We were fucked up kids. See,
Yep.
people, this doesn't happen to us in adulthood.
Mom, see, you traumatized me.
You traumatized. Oh man, it's so funny, bro. Because even back then, we're sort of like pre-wired to be like, "Well, I can't let her see it like this."
Right? Yeah. Isn't that fucked up, bro?
Oh man, see, that just goes to show that it's in our DNA. Like we can't help it.
Oh yeah.
There's certain things as males, we literally.
Is it though? Or is that society? Right? Is it society? Is it right? Is it society? Is it? I mean, and that includes, shit on TV, freaking porn. You know, people talking around you, like right, like.
Yeah, that's
You know,
a good point because
yeah.
you like it's a mixture of everything. Yeah, because you never see.
Like you don't see them dudes like in Africa, or and so I'm saying in Africa, but any tribal, like, and again we're not around them, right? But I would imagine since they all have the junk out, that they're not looking at each other going like, "Ha, look at you."
Yeah, like, yeah, ain't no rap songs talk about, and I hit it with my medium-sized dick. Pulled out the average, the average penis. Yeah, man. See, it was fucked up, bro. Society's against us in every way, and I think we are genetically predisposed to like have the dick slinging competitions because it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It's like a measure of toughness.
It's- yeah, right.
It's
It's
everything,
all of
bro. It
that,
doesn't matter.
right?
So if it's
It's
not
the
that, it's something
machismo,
else,
bro.
bro. Yeah, exactly. So like machismo of everything. Like for guys, it's never like, yo, who's the best listener? Like, we'd be really good at that shit, ladies. But it's not, bro. That's not what y'all talking
We're
about.
not good at that either.
Yeah,
not
that's
for long.
Y'all be like, man, I really wish he would listen to me. And then when they get together, all they talk about is be like, you should have seen when his pants came down. This poor guy. See, we would put more emphasis on shit. And yeah, y'all were like, oh, girl, he was such a good listener. He was so attentive all night. We would put more effort into that, but that's not what we focus on.
I felt so bad for him. Bendito.
Bendito. Damn. Yo, you know what's crazy is as a dude, bro, you either gotta be super ugly where they say, oh, bendito, and they'll cut you a break because you're
Right.
that ugly. Oh, you gotta be super hot. If you're like in the middle, like average looking, you're fucked, bro. You gotta be like, oh, bendito, where you get a like sympathy lay, or you gotta be super hot. There's no in between, bro. If you're just in the middle, you gotta just settle for the fat chicks, or the ugly ones.
Dude, I follow this page. And Marines are fucked up, man. I follow this page, and it's just Marines posting shit. And it was this picture of this dude on a ship, and he's just throwing a harpoon at this really overly thick woman coming out of the water. And the caption was something like, like last call at the club, and you haven't got a girl yet.
And it's a picture of Lizzo swimming away from a ship.
No, it's just like a big woman coming out of the water like a fucking whale. And this dude has a harpoon. He's about to fire the harpoon at her.
Yeah, we're so messed up, bro. Y'all made us this way. Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. What else you got, bro?
I'm good.
How much time?
We are hour 5 in, bro.
All right, good, man. That's good. Tell them where they can find us.
Man, if you are not already following us, go ahead and tell your friends, your pizza man, your dentist. Follow us at the Carbon Footprint Podcast on IG, Facebook, on YouTube, at Carbon Footprint Podcast on TikTok. Yeah, man, everywhere where you listen to your favorite podcast, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Amazon Music, everywhere, man. So just...
That's good, man. How you rattle those shits off.
Listen, man, and I know I'm missing some, bro. I'm missing a ton, but we're on shit I've never heard of in my life, but I just be putting it.
Yeah, throw it all out there.
Putting it all out there, man. So,
yo, as always, thank you guys for everything. Another year, 2022 is about to be over. A couple of days left. Today's what, the 28th?
Yeah.
A couple of days left to fulfill your New Year's resolutions, and if not, feel free to hit the reset button in a few days. And
join that gym again.
Yep. Go get a workout in. For about 4 days until you feel that pain, and then go back home and sit on the couch
and eat bread.
All right, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.